Hello, I'm Mark Myers, Chief Commercial Officer with iSpot TV, and I'm thrilled to be here today with Mario Mijares, the VP of Marketing, Insights, Loyalty, and Monetization Platforms at 7-Eleven. Welcome, Mario.
Thank you. That's a mouthful.
That's your title officially, but could you help us understand what your job means on a day-to-day basis and what you're responsible for?
My job is taking all the data that we know about consumers and making something with it. So how can we move away from marketing to the average consumer, marketing to an aggregated audience, and literally going one-to-one?
Yeah.
Because that's the benefit of being in a retailer. You see the customer so often that you have a lot of data.
It makes sense. I know we have a lot to get into. Maybe we could start with high-level 7-Eleven marketing, the brand itself, what it stands for, and what messages and brand images you're trying to convey to consumers in the market.
Wow, okay, that's not a short question, but I'll try to summarize it. Sure. 7-Eleven's place in the market is, 7-Eleven is not a destination. What we are is we're a connector. The customer is going from point A to point B.
Sure.
We get them there in a better state than they would have gotten themselves. So you're picking up the kids from school, taking them to soccer, they're cranky, you stop at 7-Eleven, get them some chicken wings, Slurpee, they're set. Or you're going from sales meeting to another sales meeting, you haven't had breakfast, you go into 7-Eleven, grab a Red Bull, grab a Big Bite hot dog, you're set, right? That's what we do. A big part of the brand marketing that we're doing in 7-Eleven and retail marketing, I try to explain it to, especially to the operations people, as getting married. If you get married for money and the money's gone, not going to make it.
Right.
But if you get married for love and the money's gone, you'll figure it out. Retail marketing is the same thing. If all your marketing is price, as soon as somebody else has a better price, they're gone.
Right.
But if you can figure out how to make your brand cool, how to get your customers to like you for more than just prices, then even if you don't have the better price, they'll still shop with you. And that's a lot of what we do. We're trying to make the brand relevant for the younger consumer and the older consumer, which is our core consumer.
The older consumer is likely driving their kids to 7-Eleven. They're the one providing the transportation, making the decisions. But I hear you. It's a kind of the cross-section of the loyalty of the brand with the convenience of the locations, right? Because there's 7-Elevens everywhere. I know there's one literally between my house and the kids' bus stop. And so if they need candy to give a friend for their birthday that day, we stop at 7-Eleven. And that's where we go, in addition to the afternoon snacks. So that makes a ton of sense. Talk to us a little bit about some of maybe the research that you have some really unique names for your research panels and how to understand your consumer. Maybe give us an idea of some of those names of the research panel and some of the things you're doing there, and then how that research panel helps you understand your core customer.
So everything we do starts with the loyalty programs we have, and they're pretty big. We have 7 rewards, Speedy Rewards. We have the official number that we share is 95 million registered members.
Wow.
That's a lot of people.
Right.
And the frequency of shopping in convenience is very high. Our best customers shop with us 34 times a month. So we see them every day, more than once every day.
Wow.
So we have a couple of tools. See Shopper is our analytics tool. It has all of our transactions as well as all the loyalty data.
Okay.
So you can find a lot of information there about frequency of purchase, price substitutability, product substitutability, brand loyalty, et cetera, et cetera. And that points you to a lot of opportunities. Sometimes you don't know what to do with an opportunity. So we set up something we call the Brain Freeze Collective. The Brain Freeze Collective is a research panel where we have over 280,000 customers that are helping us design the convenience store of the future. All of them are mapped into the database, so it's really easy if you find an opportunity just to drag and drop that group of people into the Brain Freeze Collective and do qualitative, quantitative, longitudinal research, whatever you want to do. We're beta testing some lab stores this year, where stores with a lot of cameras where we can do an experiment. Real customers voting with a wallet, they don't know it's an experiment. So we can measure everything with the cameras and with the loyalty data.
Right.
And then we have Gulp Media, which is a retail media property.
I want to get to gold media. By the way, I love these terms. I understand the words Slurpee is trademarked.
Slurpee's trademarked. Brain freeze is trademarked.
And brain freeze is too.
Yeah, we own it.
That's too good because everybody knows brain freeze. Everybody knows how you get a brain freeze because you're consuming something you like so much. It goes right to your brain. I love it. Before we get to the retail media network, this idea of profiling, understanding your customer, but you also know that within a 7-Eleven store, customers make a purchase for the first time to try a new product, to try something that they're not going to buy at a big box store because they're able to offer buy a single serving of that item. Tell us more about that consumer psyche.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, all CPGs rely on line extensions, right? And a line extension is a risky thing. The convenience store is the primary place where to introduce new line extensions because it's a low commitment purchase.
Okay. You're
only buying one. So you don't need to commit to a new flavor of an energy drink and buy like a 20-pack in Costco, a 6-pack in a grocery store, where you can, you know what, I'll buy one at 7-Eleven, see if it's any good. If it's any good, I'll buy another one. If I get into it, maybe I'll buy it in the grocery store.
Right.
So you see that progression that a lot of the new product introductions go into the convenience store first. And so that's one of our core strategies, is to help the CPGs innovate and bring products to the market in the fastest, cheapest, easiest, less risky way possible.
So you really don't even view some of these bigger competitors as competitors. You are an extension of selling products that they sell, but doing it for new product introductions, product line extensions, and the convenience of single serving versus bulk purchasing.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about the large grocers, people like Walmart, Target, it's the same customer that goes. You probably go to 7-Eleven, and you go to Target, and you go to Walmart, and you go to Kroger, and you go to Albertsons, because it's a different mission for you.
Right.
When you're going for immediate consumption, you're not going to park your car and walk across a very large car park. No, you stop at a 7-Eleven and get that. So when it comes down to understanding the consumer, you need to understand them, how they behave in grocery, how they behave in big box, and how they behave in convenience, because it's the same person with a totally different signal.
Right, that makes a ton of sense. I know we touched on attention as a metric. I think we've some notes around attention CPM, the attention economy. Could you touch on what attention means for you and your brand?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it, the attention CPM. That is something we're very keen on in our retail media.
Okay.
The big push for us in retail media, and what I think is going to differentiate 7-Eleven from everybody else, is our in-store radio. And we were talking about the attention CPM because you can't ignore the radio, right? Everybody knows the cocktail party effect. We're having a conversation, somebody says your name across the room, you're like, what? You notice that. Your ears are always on for certain words. Yeah. And so what we're discovering is there are certain words that are, for lack of a better word, dog whistles that people, it piques their attention. Yeah. Right? We know a couple of those: free, new. There's a couple of things. Okay. So we're peppering those words into our ads at the beginning to get the attention of people. The other reason why we believe that the radio in our stores is going to be very important is because you have the ability to influence the consumer at the point of purchase. Yeah. And we sell a very tight set of products. Right. We sell sips, snacks, and cigs. Yeah. We can't advertise the cigs, so it's sips and snacks, and they're all right there. Right. So, we're very bullish on that.
I love that, and I'm picturing myself walking through a 7-Eleven, and you're looking for something, but you're attentive to everything going on around you, the product choices. So if you hear things, I'm guessing maybe a promotion on a Slurpee or 2 for 1 or free something that is going to get your attention and have an immediate impact on probably that consideration and purchase decision. So you have people's attention right away.
And we've measured it. I mean, we late last year we did a lot of test and control. Stores with radio, without radio, and stores with radio where we played ads, and stores with radio where we didn't play ads. And for example, an energy drink was introducing a new flavor. There was no offer, just, hey, there's a new flavor. Stores with radio had an 8% uplift versus the stores without radio. Okay. And then we had an offer. It was It was a branded soft drink and 2 slices of pizza.
Okay.
The stores that had radio had 35% larger sales than the stores without radio, because it just works.
One thing I love about your approach is the measurement angle of it, right? You measure, I know you've done some creative testing with iSpot, understanding how your creatives are messaging, but everything you're talking about around your customer, the lift of your customers, and testing the campaigns, the radio network is measurable and quantifiable, so you know it works. If something doesn't, I would imagine you learn that too and adjust. I think we've just got a few minutes left, so thinking about wrapping up, give us some predictions of the future. What do you see as future trends in the industry? What are you guys building towards maybe 3 to 5 years from now versus what you have today? Pontificate a little bit for the future of our industry and your brand, if you would.
Well, as Yogi Berra said, it's hard to make predictions, especially about the future. We don't know, right? Really, it's just really hard. One thing that I'm pretty sure we're going to do is we're going to migrate, and I'm going to talk about the radio as well. We're going to migrate a lot of the voice to AI.
Okay.
Because that allows us to do a script.
Okay.
And then to take that script and modify it for a specific store, for a specific, so we could have a Boston accent in Boston, a Southern drawl in Texas.
Right.
We could do A/B testing, and the data in the background is going to be optimizing that that creative and the execution and the timing. So I mean, it's not a hard prediction to make. That for us, that's going to be a big thing. Other than that, I don't think convenience is ever going to go away. What I see from the consumer is, as more people get things delivered in their homes, there's more things that they forget, and they don't want to drive all the way to a grocery store just to buy the 2 things. So that is coming to convenience as well.
Yeah.
Either delivery from convenience, and we can deliver within 30 minutes,
right,
anything we sell, or just popping in and buying whatever it is, some eggs or milk or the last minute items. That I think is going to continue to grow.
Convenience has always been something people need for generations. I agree, it's not going to go away. Last word, what advice would you give maybe to a young marketer here at Cannes, learning things for the first time, maybe some words of advice for their career?
I think you need to take risks.
Okay.
Read a lot. The people that I regard as very intelligent, I know that they read a lot and have a lot of dots to connect. I try to do that a lot. That's the number one advice I give my team is read. Because if you don't have dots to connect, you're not going to be very smart.
All right. Words of wisdom. Mario, thank you very much for being with me today.
No, thank you.
And enjoy the rest of your time in Cannes.
Thank you.
Yeah.